Welcome to Webster University International Student Orientation. My name is Wenceslav Korean. I'm the Associate Director of International Services. We're going to talk about immigration regulations and discussions. There will be several modules to this orientation, and our first module is going to talk about objectives, office information, maintaining status, and immigration documents. Objectives. Students who attend this immigration regulation session will maintain their legal immigration status, that is, follow immigration regulations, understand their immigration responsibilities, know how to request their immigration benefits, know where to obtain additional information, be familiar with the services we provide. Office hours and location. Our office is located in Webster Hall, in the Office Admission Welcome Center, Webster Hall, Room 130. Our office hours are from Monday to Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., and Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact information is 314-246-7800. Office procedures is as follows. We have working hours for a short advising or to request travel signature. You can come on Tuesdays between 1 and 3:30 or Wednesdays between 1 and 4 o'clock. Appointment. For a long immigration advising and all other issues, we advise you to set up an appointment with an individual advisor in our office. Drop-offs, OPT, CPT, program extensions, applications, etc., and so forth can be dropped off at the Welcome Center, Webster Hall, from 1:30. Online request. All letters, driver license, for example, social security letter, can be requested online. In addition, we have reporting, new address, or change of name, optional practical training reporting. All this can be done online. Please allow us 3 to 5 business days to process this request. Forms. We have PDF forms that can be downloaded from our website. You can visit the website that is indicated on this screen. International Student Advisors. These are individuals who are able to issue an I-20 DS 2019 or sign your I-20 when you need them. Myself, Wenceslav Korean, Yanka Ribanda, Florina Polovina, and Bethany Kell. Immigration status. This is your main purpose of being here in the United States. That is granted to you upon your arrival at either the airport or at the border. It is your permission to be in the U.S. for a period of time for a specific purpose. For F1, J1 students, their main purpose of being in the United States is to study. If you are not here to study, then you got the wrong visa. It is your responsibility to maintain your status while here in the United States. And what is maintaining status? Maintaining status means you are complying with the immigration regulation pertaining to your visa. That is either F1, J1. Immigration regulations are complex and can be confusing, but we are here to make them simple to understand. Please feel free to visit us during our working hours, set up an appointment, email us, give us a phone call, and we'll be able to help you. These are the things that you can do to maintain your status. You need to keep your passport valid at all times. Keep a valid I-20 and DS-2019 valid at all times. Enroll full-time at all times except when it's your vacation time or when you get a permission to drop below full-time. Maintain a passing grade at all times. If you get a failing grade, then you will not be maintaining your status. Do not work without authorization off campus or on campus. Report change of address or change of name to international services, and you can do that online. Name and address change details. Report change in name and residential address within 10 days of the change. Your address must be your actual physical residential address location, not a post office box, no P.O. box. International services must update your current residential address in the Student Exchange Visitor Information System, or called SIVIS. Immigration documents. Form I-20 or Certificate of Eligibility for F1 students. DS-2019, which is from Certificate of Eligibility for J1 exchange students. Passport, visa, I-94 or the arrival departure record. And if you get this document called Form I-515A, which is a temporary entry permission given to students who do not have proper documentation at the time when they enter the United States. Here is the first page of their Form I-20, or Certificate of Eligibility for F1 students. The highlighted sections tells you some of the most important things. However, you need to make sure every information on this document is up to date and correct. And this page talks about the program start date and the program end date. It's very important that you know this date and make sure that you have the current document, especially the end date. If your end date is passed, then you will be considered to be in violation of your visa. Page 3 of your I-20 will have information about your name and still have about information about your civil identification number, which is the identification number of the I-20. And it starts with the letter N. And then the bottom part of the page, very, very important whenever you travel outside the United States. You will have to get a travel signature from our office before you travel outside the United States. The next document is from DS-2019. This is a very similar document to the I-20, but this is for the exchange visitor student, or the J1 exchange visitor student. Again, you can see that the biographical information is on the top, and then you have your citizen identification number right above the barcode, and the program and start date, which are very important dates. You need to check. However, you need to check that every information on this document is up to date. And the bottom part of your DS-2019 contains a section where the embassy or consulate officer puts their signature and the date when they issue you a visa. And some places they put whether you are subject to the 2 years requirement, which is another regulations for J1 students. And then you have the travel sickness section on the right hand side that must be signed before you travel. Now, for F1 students, travel signature is good for 1 year, but for J1 students, the travel signature is only good for 6 months. You must make sure you sign your DS 2019 or I-20 at the bottom of the page and put the date and the place you signed. Passport. All of you know what passport is, but I want to make sure you understand a few things in your passport. They must be valid at all times and at least 6 months into the future. Now, we know that passport will expire. So contact your embassy or consulate here in the United States to renew or to extend your passport. Now, to locate your embassy, visit the following website as indicated on the screen. If you lose your passport, please report that to the police and your embassy as soon as possible in the jurisdiction where you lost the passport. And your passport must have a stamp that says F1 or J1 or F2 or J2, and DS, which stands for duration of status. And on this page you can see the stamp that I'm talking about. Duration of status. I just mentioned that DS stands for duration of status, and duration of status is the time when you are pursuing full-time study or engaging in practical training after your study, and this includes the grace period before studies, which is 30 days before classes begin, and after studies, which is 60 days after completion of your studies for F1 students, or 30 days after completion of your studies if you are on J1 visa. It also includes period of practical training, such as optional practical training for F1 students or academic training for J1 students. It also includes changing of your education level if you move from a bachelor's degree to a master's degree or master's to a doctorate degree, or you are taking second master's or a second bachelor's degree. Visa. Visa an entry permit that allows you to travel to a U.S. port of entry that can be the airport, land border, or seaport. Your visa must be valid during your re-entry to the United States. However, it is okay if your visa expires while you are in the U.S., so long as you are enrolled full-time and following all the other rules for F1 or J1 students. But you must be maintaining your status at that time. Visa is like your key to your house. So it is like a key to the United States. You need a key to enter your house. And when you are in your house, you don't need the key. You can keep it in your closet, in your drawer, and any places that you want to be. But once you leave your house, you need your key to come back to your house. And this is exactly what the visa is. If you are inside the United States, if your visa expires, then you will be okay to stay in the United States. But once you leave the United States, you will need a valid visa to enter the United States. Visa cannot be renewed inside the U.S. It can only be obtained at a U.S. embassy or a U.S. consulate abroad. Therefore, when you travel outside the U.S., make sure you renew your visa if it expires or about to expire. Again, the only time you need a valid visa is at each entry to the U.S. Here is a sample of a visa. Your visa can either have M for multiple entries or S for single entry. That means you can only use the visa either several times to enter the United States or once to enter the United States. And also on your visa, there is the civil ID number, which is the number from your I-20 or DS-2019 and the name of Webster University. And then there's the visa number. It's very important that you notice your visa expiration date if you travel back and forth between the United States and your home country. From I-94 record, also called Arrival Departure Document. This document actually tells you whether you have entered the United States legally. It gives you your immigration status. And it has the DS, which we talk about already, duration, state, and location. You can retrieve it from the website because the Form I-94 has now become electronic. So the website is indicated on this page. Keep a copy with your passport at all times. On this page, you will see the copies of the I-94. On my left-hand side, you will see the I-94 old card, which is usually given when you enter by land or previously. On the right-hand side, you will see the new I-94 record, which is electronic. So this copy is what you print out when you go online. Form I-515A. This document is given to students who do not have proper documentation at the time when they come to the port of entry, and allows them to enter the United States for only 30 days until they can provide the document that has been missing. And the missing documentation must be submitted to a student exchange visitor program immediately. If the 30 days has passed, the student is considered to be out of status, that is in violation of the F1 or J1 status. Immigration documents. Make two copies of all your documents. Carry one set of copies with you. So one set of copies in a safe place, and these days you can store them in your computer, in the cloud. So make sure you store some of these copies with you. Carry original documents when traveling outside your state. In other words, if you're going out of St. Louis area, if you're here, or in the United States, make sure you carry the original documents with you. But if you're within the local area, just carry copies with you. Keep copies of all your I-20s or DS-2019 that has been issued to you or have been issued to you in the past, and to your dependents as well. Immigration checking. International students are required to report to immigration services upon their arrival. And during this reporting, they must submit the following documents: copy of their I-20 or DS-2019, copy of their passport and visa, copy of the I-94 and the admission record, and the address and contact information. They must provide address and contact information where they are going to be staying. This includes the residential address, phone number, and any other email. And if they receive from I-51A, they must also submit that document. You are also required to submit the completed address and contact information in addition to what I have already described. Immigration checking days. In the St. Louis area, graduate students for the fall 2014 are to report for the check-in or immigration check-in on Monday, August 18, 2014. And that is going to take place in Webster Hall, room 130, from 12 to 2 p.m. This is a walk-in hours. You can come in at any time, but make sure you report at least 15 minutes before 2 o'clock. And for undergraduate students, it will be on Thursday, August 21st, and it will be at the University Center between 12 noon and 2 p.m.